your press office tweeted out that it was state-sponsored terrorism, which, I mean, Governor, I do have to ask you about that. Yeah. That sort of thing makes our politics worse.
Yeah.
I mean, it does.
Yeah.
I mean, our ICE officers obviously are not terrorists.
Yeah.
A tragic situation is not state-sponsored terrorism.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
So California Governor Gavin Newsom walking back some provocative rhetoric about ICE. His press office posted on X state-sponsored terrorism after the ICE-involved shooting of Renee Good in Minneapolis. Ben Shapiro joins us now. I mean, is he distancing himself from the press office?
I think he is. I think that one of the circles that the governor has to square is that the Democratic base is very, very radical. And he understands that if he wants to run successfully for president in 2028, then he's going to need to moderate pretty significantly. And so one of the things that he seems to be doing is his press office sort of tweets out to his base, and then he ignores that or he denounces his own press office if it means that he can sort of moderate positionally. I think that's what was happening there.
But I don't think you can have it both ways, speaking as a former press office person, but we'll see. So maybe he needs to get a handle on the press office if you want to be president of the United States. Also, he admitted that Democrats should not say abolish ICE. Let's play that clip.
AOC said this week that ICE should be abolished. You disagree?
Oh, I disagree when I think a candidate for president by the name of Harris said that in the last campaign. I came out, I remember being on Chris Hayes hours later saying, I think that's a mistake. So absolutely.
And then you had David Plouffe of the Obama and Kamala Harris days. He also said in the New York Times today, don't abolish ICE. Can they win the day on that?
I think the Democrats will move toward the non-abolish ICE position. I think they already did this experiment with regard to abolishing the police, and it didn't work out particularly well for them. In fact, the governor even went on in that interview to suggest that even though his state is a sanctuary state, that they have been aiding ICE in law enforcement, which, again, I think you'd have to ask Secretary Kristi Noem whether that is true, or Stephen Miller, whether they believe that the state of California has been helping to facilitate ICE arrests in jails or inhibiting localities in preventing ICE from doing its job. I think they might have a slightly different take on what the governor has been doing in California than the governor was speaking about there.
You also asked him about sanctuary policies. The estimated population of illegal immigrants in 2022 in California was 2.6 million, and the cost to the taxpayers in that state was $30.9 billion. What did he say about sanctuary states?
Well, he said that sanctuary states are well run. He suggested that sanctuary cities are safer than other cities. He did admit to me that illegal immigration does create a massive cost on the taxpayer. And he would have to admit that, considering that in his last budget proposal, he had to say that if you're an undocumented immigrant, an illegal immigrant above the age of 19, you could no longer enroll in state-sponsored and state-subsidized health care because of all of the monetary costs. So, I think that, again, he's going to run up against his own record in a lot of these areas, and that's going to be a real problem for him going forward.
Well, he's out there, and he's willing to talk to people, so that's great. And I love your new backdrop. Ben Shapiro, thank you.
Thanks so much.
Want even more Fox News on YouTube? Become a Fox News Patriot today. Click join to find out how.